All right, well, we're live. I accidentally hit the live button. Was going to do this in about 5 minutes, but we'll just get it started. Let's first start out by sharing the link. But we'll just get it started. Let's first start out by sharing the link. So, what's up, everybody? Let's share this link. Just got the PolyMaximus audit back. Going live now to review. That is quite the abrupt start to a stream. Anthony says hello. Scheduled for 5 minutes from now, but I accidentally hit go live. So we're going to roll with it. Let's get some music on, why don't we? Let's play. No. This is a good one. This is a good deployment one. Maybe a good deployment. This is a good late night coding. Morning sound effect. Let's see. There's one more. Yeah, we'll take it back here. This one. This is a good one for good news. We got the audit back. We're going to go over this thing. Let's share the links out. This is what I would be doing now, but go ahead and share the links. Let's find it. Share, copy link, share this in the chats. Going live to go over the audit report. We just got back. Share the link. People will share. All right, so just sent that out. Great to have everyone here with me today. What an exciting time. It's just got ready. So pretty much, let's turn this down a little bit. Pretty much what we're going to be doing today is we're going to go over the audit. We're going to basically just like respond to the things they pointed out. They pointed out, so, spoiler alert, no critical issues found. That's what we were expecting. But they pointed out, just a few things that just in general, I think are just going to be better just fixed, like some basic one line of code changes. And then we're just going to send them the final version per their feedback. And then we'll talk about when we might be able to launch this thing. So that's what we're going to be doing right now. Thanks to everyone in the chat joining us. Rango says, hey all. Tex Hex says, hello again. Exciting times. Thanks for all that you do. Much appreciated. Thank you, man. Thank you for being here. So I guess before we dive into that, why don't we look at the charts. Share my screen while we wait for the links to be shared. So again, if you're watching this, please share the links. It's much appreciated. Let's do this. Share the screen. So here are just like the coins that we care about. So it looks like Maximus base is above that 1-to-1 rate. Trio is above 1-to-1. Lucky trailing a little bit behind the 1-to-1 rate, and then Desi trailing by a little bit more. Maxi is green on the day, measured in hex, back up to the 1.47 range. And then Team, after earlier today hitting as high as 0.96 Maxi per team, Team is at 91%. So base and Trio holding at the mint rate. Lucky, Desi, and Team all trailing their mint rate by roughly the same ballpark. Basically, probably what that means is just there's so much demand for these things, and then when it suddenly the Mint's end, and these are longer term type of assets. It kind of makes sense. There may be, like a 10%, 9% discount right here. So that's exciting times for lucky buyers, exciting time for Desi buyers, and as always, exciting time for clean buyers. And so, yeah, that's what's going on. So if you've been keeping up with the just the progress the last couple of days here, why don't I just share just kind of where everything's at. So the DApp is now done for minting Poly. So this is actually, it's not gonna let me mint now because this testnet version is, the minting is done. But basically what you do is you type in the amount of hedron you're gonna mint, and you vote on the HSI bid budget. And you can read more about that here. So whatever percent you choose to vote is going to be the percent that you're voting towards finding the bid budget. And then those hedron will be used to bid on HSIs. The remaining will simply be staked. And so that's a way that we allow the Poly users to choice and gaining their input on the strategy of the treasury. So if you want to succeed, make sure you vote. Because that's really in your hands. And then, so in addition to that, we have two other things. So that's Poly. That's just like level one. So for first step is just get your Poly. And then from there, you can kind of choose a couple different power-ups that we have for you. There's something called water, and Poly Water is the PolyMaximus executor gas fee donation pool. Donate ETH to the Poly Water contract and automatically mint yourself 369 water tokens per ETH. So people had already asked about donating for gas, and using and paying for the gas was set to come out of the executor's pocket. But just after more discussion and more thinking about it, there's a chance of really high gas fees during these auctions. And so we wanted to just reward people who donated some Ethereum gas to the executor by minting them this awesome and very scarce water token, which is backed by nothing. There's no redemption. There's no nothing. They have no use case, and they are purely collectible symbols of your support for PolyMaximus. You can hold your water tokens proudly. It's going to be a pretty awesome group of people, and it will mean a lot about you and my perception of you. If you hold water tokens, you'll level up in my perception of yourself. Because that shows that you are, because you don't get anything from it, all you get is this shiny water token. You don't get anything else. That will mean a lot in terms of the standing that I view, just like any new person that I meet relative to what level Maximus person they're in. Water holders I will hold near and dear to my heart, because that is an important role, to donate some gas money to the executor so that you can improve the executor's chance of success. It's a very simple token. It's literally written in about 20 lines of code, just boilerplate stuff. In the first 36 days, you can mint 369 water per ETH. In days 36 through 72, you can mint 123 water per ETH. Then the next 36 days, 41, 13, 4, 1, and then no more water will be minted after day 200 and 215. So water goes away. It's literally nothing. The coin has no use case. It's literally just a thing. But it's the main purpose is that for donors who send ETH to this contract, that can be used at the executor's discretion for their gas fees. It's just a way to reward those users. So those are so there's Poly, and then which is the main coin, and then there's Water, which is the supporting coin. We really like these like kind of dual coin, main coin, supporting coin, kind of like with the perpetual pools. We had Base Trio, Lucky Desi were like the main coins, and then Team was the supporting coin, where Team was like the growth and marketing engine for those pools. In this case, we have Poly, which is the main objective, which is to allow users to gain more T-shares per hedron by minting Poly than by bidding on your own. these liquidations. In addition to that, we have the water token, which is just kind of an informal gas donation pool, which is like the supporting token to the system. So those are the two tokens. And then there's something called the suggestion box, where you're prompted to give suggestions and ideas to the PolyMaximus executor regarding bid execution strategy. So this is a way that users can request, that the executor looks at an auction, maybe places a bid. And so what this lets you do is you can identify the auction either by the liquidation ID or the HSI address. And then you can tell them how much you think it's worth. And then you can pass along any other notes. And when you submit this, you can't see it here on my shared screen, but it prompts you to sign a message. And so these signed messages get transmitted to the executor off-chain. And so this is ways that you can transmit information to the executor. And in order to do that, in order for the executor to see it, you must either have Poly or water. So it's just a way to crowdsource information from users, where the executor, instead of just dealing with like a deluge of potentially misinformation or people trying to intentionally mislead the executor, just kind of gating it by skin in the game. That's an efficient way to transmit information to the executor, that they can make use of if they choose to, if they determine it to be suitable. So this is something that I think is a really big innovation here with how we're doing these types of delegated bidding, kind of like in proof of stake. You can delegate your staking. In Poly, it's like by participating, you're delegating your bid execution to the executor. And so so that's like the on-chain part of it. But then the off-chain part of it is that I'm just building this tool so that the executor can surface quality information from people and can kind of gauge it based on skin in the game, how much Poly they have and how much water they have. Then the executor can kind of, just give the executor more information about how seriously to take that information. So that is the suggestion box. So that's pretty cool. That's one of my favorite parts about the whole thing. So we have everything built. Everything's working just fine. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over the audit of the contract, going through the code, showing that there's like two minor just things that I'm going to clarify in the contract, and then we're sending it back to the auditor, because basically the way it works is you send them the contract, they go through it, they do their testing, they do the analysis, they do the logic check, and then they send it back with their feedback. And then you get one pass for free in terms of what I paid for already. What I paid for, was where you get the one pass there, then you can make any additions, and then they'll do the final review, final determination. And so why don't I share my screen and we'll just hop right into that. So PolyMaximus is a new contract that allows users to stake Hedron tokens in return for Hedron Hex and Icosa rewards. For this, we reviewed the PolyMaximus and Thank You Team contracts at this commit. So they said no findings were identified, though some centralized aspects are present. And so, the executor was basically what they're talking about. But here's their overview. As earnings from the contract are reliant on bids from the executor addresses, users should exercise caution when investing. Yes, same thing that I tell you is that factor that into your risk profile of the whole thing. Users should ensure that all the HSIs have been processed and ended in order to receive their full reward amounts. Yeah, so it's really up to the users of Poly to run the functions to end the bids. To just make sure that all of the bids are run. By the time the redemption is turned on, and so that's just how the system works. So as the Icosa Hedron Hex stake instance yada yada team. These weren't included, so they didn't audit the ICOSA, Hedron, HSI manager, team, and mystery box. That's fine because I think Alex, or I mean, ICOSA is ICOSA. Hedron we know is audited, which means HSI, HSIM were audited. Team and mystery box were previously audited, from them. So that's just the description of that. PolyMaximus contract. This contract allows users to deposit Hedron tokens, which are then used for staking and bidding on liquidations. Okay, so you can just read this. Like, this is actually a really good description of PolyMaximus and exactly how it works. Should I read it? It's pretty short, actually. Just for absolute clarity on really how this works, I'll go ahead and just read this here, or just kind of cite this. So this contract allows users to deposit Hedron, which are then used for staking and bidding on liquidations in order to earn reward in Hex, Hedron, and ICOSA tokens. The contract's minting phase begins upon deployment and lasts for a duration specified by the deployer. So when it goes on, you'll be able to tell when it ends. While the minting phase is active, users can deposit Hedron in exchange for minted PolyMaximus tokens at a 1-to-1 ratio. Mint 1 poly per Hedron. Upon depositing, the user specifies the percentage of deposit they'd like to allocate for bidding. The remaining percentage is allocated for staking. Once the minting phase is passed, any address can finalize minting, which will prevent any additional tokens from being minted. So it's a one-time mint. 1% of the total deposited Hedron are then transferred to the newly created Thank You Team contract. So if you've been watching the streams, you've kept up with this Thank You Team contract. And that is how Team is thanked for these awesome benefits of 99.9% gas fee savings, improved liquidity on the HSI stakes, access to higher quality stakes as opposed to staking on your own. So as a thank you for those awesome benefits, 1% of the incoming Hedron is sent to a contract called Thank You Team, which is we'll review how that works in a little bit. The remaining amount is then divided into a bidding and staking budgets based on users' specified allocation parameters. So when you do the minting, like we showed here, and you vote on HSI bid budget, that's what they're talking about. The staking budget is deposited into the ICOSA contract, and the bidding budget is kept in this contract. Once minting is finalized, executors can use this contract's Hedron balance to begin bidding on HSIs, Hex stake instances auctioned in the Hedron contract. So 2 executors are set up upon contract creation and cannot be changed. So what they're talking about is here how these are defined. And so while like executor as a whole is just like the entire set of these addresses, there can be any number of the addresses, which in any one of these addresses, you won't know. No one will know. It'll be a complete mystery over who the addresses are. Maybe it makes sense that they'd be numerous accounts within one system, but truly that the executor is a mystery, absolute mystery. It's going to be a set of addresses, and so that's the executors. They're set upon contract creation and cannot be changed. Yeah, so those are permanent. Once they're set, you'll be able to see what they are. The ones listed so far are just my like test development ones, but that will be set to the actual executor for the mainnet launch. Okay, so this one says a bid amount cannot exceed the liquidation's bid amount by more than 10,000 Hedron. So I actually got rid of this. This was something that was left over in the version that they were reviewing, but I had already removed the one line of code that specified this. I had solved this issue a different way. Any address can process an HSI that has been won by the contract for a bid as long as its start date is within 10 days from the end of the minting phase. So this is there's a function called process HSI, which is like as soon as an HSI is won by the executor, you somebody has to just run the function that says process HSI. And what that function does is it just records the HSI in the contract and then schedules its end. And what they noted specifically here was that any address can process it as long as its start day is within 10 days from the end of the minting phase. So that's just to put a hard cutoff, because like if we didn't have this cutoff date of when a stake could start and be processed by the contract, then the problem is that somebody could just perpetually be kicking forward the end stake date, and then they would never be able to redeem it. And so since this one is like a one and done, kind of like Maxi was a one and done, we just had to make a cutoff of like when the last set of eligible auctions have started. So that would mean that the executor is eligible to bid on stakes that start on the 13th and then end, or no, HSIs that start and are sold to ICOSA on the first day or the day the minting phase ends. That's when the first wave of them happens, all the way through HSIs that are started 10 days after the mint phase. So in about like there's like 110-day window total, starting 80 days ago up and through the next month, that if HSIs start in that window, then they're eligible to be bid on. But I just had to make the cutoff somehow. So what this means is that the longest possible time until redemption is going to be minting phase end day plus 10 days plus 5555. And that would be as if there was a HSI that was, minted and given to ICOSA 10 days after the mint phase started, and then 90 days after that it was available for auction. Like that would be like the last group of HSIs that are eligible to be run. And that was just because we had to make a cutoff at some point, just because this is like a one and done thing. So that's plenty of time, especially when we look at the all the HSI data on at least the high value ones and just in general, like of ones that are greater than 1 million hex, it's like the overwhelming majority is right away. And that's common. So even if we include smaller ones here, most of them are in this section. And so, there's kind of no need to kind of wait it out. Because it's just in terms of making the contract simple and functional. Most of them take place like in this first, there's plenty there, and new ones that start are eligible, but only up to a certain point. And so that's just the way it is. As a result, the executors should not bid on HSIs with a start date after this time, as they will not be permitted to be processed. Yeah. So, the executor, can't do that. This will trigger the HSI manager contract to detokenize the HSIs. As HSIs are processed, the HSI with the latest end time is tracked to signal when the redemption period can end. Yeah. So, like processing the HSI actually detokenizes it, because that's how it gets added to the PolyMaximus's contract list, and then is eligible for use, meaning end staking when it's ready. Once at least 30 days have passed since the last bid placed, and there are at least 366 days before the last stake end day, any address can transfer any remaining hedge into the ICOS contract if stake. Yeah, so what that means is that after stakes end, say that we get a handful of stakes that are 7 years. If there's at least 366 days left in the until the end stake, that stake is simply just restaked, both the hex and the hedron. So So that's done through the native hex stake. It's just a simple hex stake, just like the Maxi. That's scheduled to end a couple days before the last active stake, and then but that's only if it's greater than 366 days left, because that's like the minimum, like for the, in the event that it's a whale, in terms of the hedgeron staking, like, the size of the pool, there's that like minimum stake length for the larger accounts that we just want to make sure that we hit. So that's like how early stakes are handled. They can be just restaked until the end. If the redemption phase is not started and there are at least 366 days before the latest stake end day, any address can add any hex and hedgeron present in the contract as hex stake into the active stake. Yeah, so that's what it means there. Is that yeah, I mean, they basically repeated what they said. If an HSI is won by this contract but not processed, the last stake day may not be updated correctly, and the redemption period could be triggered earlier than intended. Yeah, so these contract, like that process HSI is a very important step. So users are recommended to watch the events and just watch this address, so that when Poly wins an HSI, that's just a required step that must be taken to to do the scheduling. And since smart contracts, you can't really necessarily audit anything, and also because of how the the function here is loan liquidate exit. The way that this function just works, anybody can do the thing that causes it to be run. Like, that's just not like, the owner doesn't have to do it. Any address can run this function. And so we'll provide some steps with like what to do once the executor has won the bid, because these are public functions, so anyone can run this. So there will be instructions for people to do. Those are functions that someone has to do, and so we'll help make sure that people do that, have the resources to do that. If the final stake is ended before other stakes are ended, the redemption period may be triggered earlier than intended. Yeah, so like, say we have a bunch of stakes ending like around the last day. If someone ends the one that kicks off the redemption phase, then if you were to redeem your Poly in, before, the other ones were also ended, then the redeemers in that time frame would get less than what they should get. So if when you're going to redeem at the very end, users will be prompted to check the queue of addresses and just make sure that if there were ones that were lined up closely at the end, just make sure that before you redeem that you run them or someone runs them. So, that's just like, the sequencing of these. That's just how it works. There's the last stake ending is more just like it's like a schedule. But it doesn't necessarily mean that stake will be ended, because these are public functions for ending the stakes. So that's just something that Poly users will just have to do. And so that's how it works. In either of these scenarios, the full amount of earned hex from stakes will not be transferred back to the contract, will not be distributed to users. Users should then process and end any remaining HSIs before claiming to ensure they receive the full reward amounts. Yeah, exactly. So, the dashboard, which will show all the HSIs, it'll be clear if there's still ones that need to be ended. So, and then every time one is ended, it updates that redemption rate, and the redemption rate is what you mint from. So probably the UI will flag that, right? If I'm still around. But what I recommend to anyone building their own UI for this, or interacting with it, themselves, just check the stakes to make sure that they're all over, before you redeem your tokens. A processed HSI can be ended by any user once its stake time is ended. If it is tracked as the last HSI, the ICOSA contract stake is ended. The redemption period is started, and 1% of the earned hex is transferred to the team address. Yep. So, that's like just the other part of the growth incentive for team is that it gets part of the hex at the end. So rather than making it part of like bigger pays better bonus like it was in the other contracts, that's just what it is here, because the largest stake that I've tracked so far is something like 10 million principal, and these don't include some of the newer ones, but that's only like 0.6% bigger pays better. It's not even 1% bigger pays better. So bigger pays better isn't really a factor in these. And so with these ones, it's like, you just, there's that 1% of the hex, but you also get a bunch of Hedron, a bunch of ICOSA, which, and you get all of that. So that's just the incentive so that team can do what they did on the perpetuals and drive a lot of growth to this pool, because the larger it is, the higher quality HSIs that we can get, the more users we have to pool gas fees for ending stake from, the more people we have to be promoting these things. So overall, we want team to be incentivized by that, both in the short term with the 1% of the incoming Hedron, and then in the long term with the 1% of the outgoing hex. So very simple, thanking, like thank you team. As a poly minter, I will be thanking team for providing this opportunity. So that's really the purpose of that. Let's see. The redemption rates are then set for the total resulting ICOSA tokens, Hedron, and hex of the contract. Yep. So there's a step in the function that is called set redemption rate, and just hex redemption rate, Hedron, ICOSA. It simply divides the balance by the poly supply, balance over poly supply, and that's how the redemption rates are set. Once redemption rates period has started, users can burn their tokens to claim a portion of the contract's ICOSA tokens, Hedron, and hex based on their share of the total PolyMaximus supply. Simple. Any user can end a hex stake once within 2 days of the last stake's end day. So that's just to ensure that it's ended. And just that, like, it needs to be one greater. There's the end day, and then the day must be greater than the end day. But I'm not sure what they mean by that. That's something that I'm asking them, is like, it's not really 2 days. It's the locked day, which is like the first day, plus the staked days. So it's really just like, as long as it's greater than the day that it was locked plus the day that it was staked. So not quite sure what they meant by that. Any user can burn their PolyMaximus tokens at any time to decrease the total supply. Yeah, so you can burn your coins and you get nothing for that. And then there's this thank you team contract, which we reviewed on stream the other day when we were building it. That is this simple, it's Polywater. This simple contract. This contract is an expression of gratitude to Maximus team for saving the HSI bidders from holding the bag on HSIs impacted by gas fees. So it has two functions here: schedule distribution and distribute. So first scheduled distribution. This is run after it is, after the funds are sent to thank you team. You just schedule so that 0.33, so 33% of the hedgerin that comes in from the thank you team step is allocated to team stakers in year 1. So existing team stakers get 0.33% of the hedgerin. Team year 2 stakers, so people that are staked into next year even in team, get they get 33% of that, so 0.3%. And then this address that is related to the mystery box gets the remaining third. That is just to thank, again, this is to thank team and the mystery box for giving us this opportunity. And then it has a function here for distributing where anyone from team or just anyone in general can run this function, and it transfers to team the amount that was scheduled, and then it marks it as being complete for that year. So that is the thank you team contract that they mentioned here. So team addresses reach period 1. That's staking year 1, and period 3 is staking year 2. The current period is determined by a function in the team address. Yep. So it's reading from the team contract to see what period it's on. So here are the audit results. Arbitrary jump storage right, pass. Centralization of control, warning. That's the executors are relied upon to use deposited hedgerin to execute liquidation bids that are profitable. So yeah, and that's something that everyone knows, and everyone is aware of that risk about the executor. That's like the trade-off. It's like for the chance at improved performance, people made that trade-off. So we know about that. That's like what we've been talking about this executor the whole time. But they can do things to help push that in the right direction, like with the suggestion box and water contract. So and also by giving users the ability to vote for a smaller bid budget, that helps to kind of hedge against that risk. If you really think the executor that is just magically and mysteriously chosen, if you think that they're going to underperform, then maybe just give them a little bit smaller budget. But if you think that they're going to perform well, then give them the full budget. So that's the aspect of centralization control. And then this other thing, it says an executor can make a liquidation bid of any amount up to 10,000 hedgerin greater than liquidation's current bid amount. But I'm actually removing that because of risk of high gas fees. As a way to kind of suggest that the executor was gonna not like way overbid. I added this, but then when I was actually working through the math of would that actually achieve that effect, it doesn't, and it actually can put the executor at a disadvantage. So, I basically replaced this with the part where you vote on the budget. So this part is no longer an issue. So that's something. So I removed this in the code, and then the auditor is re-reviewing for just the final publish. So they're going to remove this. And then I'm going to give them some better words around this because, again, there's absolutely no claim that the HSIs are going to be profitable, right? That's entirely on the value. It's really based on the value of Hex versus Hedger, which is impossible to predict. So I want them to reframe this where it's not relied upon, but more like counted on. I'd rather them say executor is counted on to use the deposited head. Well, and also they're not counted on to use it. It's like they're granted the ability to, but they can't. It's like they can use it for bidding, but I want them to point out that that's all they can do. So they'll probably clear up the wording on like the final version of that. And then this one is going to be gone. But other than that. Compiler issues, pass. Delegate called untrusted contract, pass. Dependence on predicted variables, pass. Ether tokens theft, pass. Flash loans, pass. Front running, pass. Improper events, pass. Improper authorization scheme, pass. Integer over underflow, pass. Logical issues, pass. Oracle issues, pass. Outdated compiler version, pass. Race conditions, pass. Reentrancy, pass. Signature issues, pass. Unbounded loops, pass. Unused code, pass. Overall contract safety, pass. So there you have it, folks. So we're gonna just update those, just like the things that we'd mentioned in here, and then we're gonna get this. Just send them back the final version, and then we will, here in about 15 minutes, complete the testnet sequence, because right now is like when the last stake is eligible to end. So I think I think it is. It's either today or tomorrow. It should be today. But so we're gonna finalize that testing, let people go through the redemption process, and then keep pushing the ball forward and get ready to launch this. Hopefully sooner than like 2 or 3 days. Right? We did the 30-day idea to mainnet challenge starting on the 3rd of the month last month. It would be nice to get it on the 3rd, but I'm also not particularly in that hard of a rush. So, we'll just keep pushing forward. Kind of how we've been getting everything ready. All the hard stuff's done. But we'll announce the date, and we'll make sure that Gold Key's on stream for that. Let's see the chat. I have neglected the chat. Gabriel says, sup. Johnny No Good says, let's go. Shell Fox, Dip Catcher, what's up? Tonto, what's up, everyone? Frank in the house. Oaks Will, with strength. Woohoo, hello, Dip Catcher. Lucky 7th like, that's right. Alien Hexkin says, oi. Dixon Cider says, hi, Dippy. What's up, Dixon? Blue with the fire emoji. RH Max's audit is back, baby. If you haven't already, go watch the stream here. Let's pull up the stream right now. RH Max. You guys, I've been making homemade tortilla chips. My wife and I she has this award-winning salsa. It's so good that she entered this like salsa making contest at her like big company event. She entered 2 recipes and tied herself for first place for both of them. And just excellent salsa, excellent guacamole. So we're definitely aficionados in that area, and so I've been making our own tortilla chips, just healthier than the fucking canola oil, soybean oil bullshit that you buy at the store. Just frying corn tortillas, and they're so good. And she's like, "You didn't make any chips." She wanted those chips, which I forgot to. So I was reviewing the audit. So I will make them later. But what I was saying was, go check out the video with RH Max. Where is it? Live? Do we have the Max? Do we have the oh yeah, here it is. So I'm gonna put this in the chat here. If you haven't already, go check this out for some in-depth discussion on PolyMaximus. This guy says, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. If I'm staking icosahedron, is this project taken from my yield on icosahedron or both? I don't like that much. Well, if you're staking and you don't join this, then yeah, I mean, there's going to be a new set of hedron that is going to be staked. So yeah, I mean, it's just like when a new person stakes Hex, all the existing stakers get a little bit less. But yeah, I mean, it's competitive marketplace. That yield is desirable and other people want it too. So, it's kind of it's like it's all fair game, right? It's like those coins can be staked, and people want to, people are going to, I mean, most of them are going to be bid. So in that sense, that actually directly pays you. But yes, there's going to be a new cohort of stakers, and so that's going to happen. No comments. Criminal. Yeah. Question: As a poly holder, do I have to monitor or do anything with my poly other than hodl it and sell what I want? I'm not too techy. Yeah, you don't have to do anything. Step 1 is to mint your poly, and from there, you don't have to do anything else. Step 2, if you want to get a little bit more involved and like a little bit more advanced, mint some water tokens. So, mint water tokens by donating a little bit of ETH to the water contract, which gets forwarded to the executor to reimburse them for the gas fees for running the bidding, which could be crazy. Like, I kind of not feel bad. I don't feel bad or anything, but I may have let the cat out of the bag by just like someone asked, like, what could the executor do with this ETH? Because it's like the same thing with the Hedron. It's like in the bidding for the executor, it's like the executor has discretion on the bids, and the executor has discretion on the ETH. So when I was painting of what the executor could do, other than just pay for gas, that's like the stated purpose of this ETH is paying, just paying for gas. And and when I was suggesting things that it could do with it, I was like, oh, maybe if there's a bunch of leftover ETH, it'll just mint a bunch of Chen tokens, run the gas fee up and absolutely fill blocks to just prevent other people from bidding after them. So like I was kind of joking, kind of not joking, like not joking at all, seriously, but mainly joking, having fun of like all the crazy wild things that could happen. And now I'm worried that I let the cat out of the bag and tip people off to some high value alpha that I learned from some NFT mints that I participated in like last year, where the only people that had the advantage over the auction were the people that could flood the blocks and handpick the high value NFTs and buy them at a discount. So like just from some things that I had picked up on and experienced from like, my years in the space, it's kind of a similar phenomena here with the time-based auction. And so I hope I didn't let the cat out of the bag, but in framing why this is important, I said, maybe someone does that. Maybe the executor does it. Maybe someone else does it. And so that's one way. If you want to contribute to the success of the executor, you can simply send them a couple of dollars of ETH in gas, and it just automatically mints. So it's like a very simple mint. You'll get the most water tokens just to reward users for minting. You get a worthless token. It's just there. It's like, just mint it. And it's just a token. There's no purpose, no redemption, not backed by anything, pure minted out of thin air, simply as a memento, and to be a collectible symbol of your support for PolyMaximus. So that's like the second layer, totally voluntary, totally opt-in. We thought about making a part where you had to contribute a little bit of ETH, but we're just like, another barrier. We'd rather just get more Hedron and then ask, we already have some very generous donors. I mean, so far, when Maximus launched, people sent a couple $100 to help cover the cost of audit. The Maximus community has already pooled money and sent us to Vegas for that conference. When I asked for some ETHW and ETH Fair and ETH Proof of Stake, when I was deploying Diamond Hands, people sent me some ETH. So like, there's already been like 3 different instances. And just the other day when I was asking for, and this was obviously not as important, but it was actually great and awesome, when I needed some Testnet Pulse Chain, Testnet Hedron, someone sent me like 100,000 Testnet Pulse. So like, people already have in the Maximus ecosystem already have a track record of donating a little bit of money here and there to just help with like some of these shared costs. And people are very interested in these gas pooling things in general for ending the stake. And so water is really just kind of like the first implementation of a gas pool where you actually mint a token for contributing gas. But again, the token, it becomes more scarce over time. No more water tokens will be minted after this period of time. And please keep in mind that these have no use case, no backing, no nothing, purely minted out of thin air. And I like it because it's a symbol. It's a cryptographically provable symbol that you support Maximus DAO, and that's a group of people that I want to align with. So that's like the next step up. And the suggestion box, if you have Poly or you have Water, and you think you have a good idea around bid strategy, or you want to send a list of addresses, to keep an eye on, and your thoughts on them and strategy and idea, send it here. It's totally anyone with Poly or Water can send here, and so you can do that, but you don't need to do any of that. Water and suggestion box, totally opt in. Mint Poly, Mint Poly's opt in too, but it's like that's the basic one. All you have to do is just sell when you want, or you can wait till the end and redeem. So you have that choice. Love salsa verde. So not usually, actually. Just some good red salsas. We have made some like tomatillo and some pico de gallo. We really like mango salsa and mango guacamole. And when we were in Greece, we had some really good watermelon guacamole. So chip catcher. That's right. Hypothetically, what could happen if GUA is 500 for most the first day of auction? Then you're paying a ton. Less of the HSIs are feasible to even bid on. And small guys get wrecked. Whales benefit because small guys are getting wrecked and can't compete. So that's what happens. Which gas fees could be massive because, just look at this. So auctions start. Sort these out. Of these 800, so these 850 that are greater than 100,000, and these don't include more recent ones, but we have. So auctions start on the 13th, right as the day takes over. So look at all these ones ending. So within the first how many hours? So just within the first hour, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 50, 60, 70, 80 some HSIs within the first hour that are starting bid, and these are just bigger ones, so maybe there's more competitive bidding. So I don't think that this is the function it runs. So to kick it off, let's see if we can infer. So loan liquidate, there it is. So pull from S load. This is a little bit of gas, tiny bit of gas, tiny, little bit of gas, HSI update, there's some gas there. Share update, there's some gas there. HSIM, HSI transfer, there's some gas there. Create a new liquidation element, there's some gas there. No gas there. A little bit of gas, So, those are, those aren't necessarily very expensive compared to like end staking hex, but a lot of these functions going on, and then every time there's a bid that exceeds the previous bid, liquidation bid must be greater than current bid. Then it runs this, which does the bidding and mints back the user their bid and does all that. So Rex asks, can you get Poly without holding Hedron? So you could buy it, but may not be much for sale right away. Might as well just get some Hedron. Loot markets, evening gents. Let's look at what the gas is right now. TX Street. Okay, things are looking kind of slow. 17 G-Way. What are these ones? Let's see. Oh my god, that's funny. It's a Zen token batch minter. That's hilarious. That is truly hilarious. Cool. Oh yeah, that's that's funny. Zen, I missed it. It's Chen. That's funny. Look at that. Went in line, can't get in the block. Okay, that may have just confirmed my. Oh my god, you guys. So that literally, this is a great example of what I was talking about. Imagine auctions are going through and this big ass person right here, which when we clicked, it's a Chen minting bot. That is funny. That is funny, you guys. Imagine that when the audits are going, people trying to flood the chain with Chen minting bot. Look at that. Can't even get on a block. Look at that. They can't get on the block. What's this other big ass one? Another Chen minter. So we're already seeing. I need to. Oh, did that one get through? Must have. Oh, nice. That one must have got through. This is pending. Look at all these people. These are all the solo stakers. Okay, any big ass. That's crazy. Let's see if this is a. Yep. Oh my god. I need to send this picture. That is funny. That is hilarious. Let's tweet that out. Let's get a shot where, okay, yeah, oh yeah, that's a better one. That's funny. Oh, that's a good shot. Can you tell that there are 3 right there? Whatever, one of those is good. Maybe this one. See, that one looks like there's not a lot going on, so that kind of misrepresents it. Let's get a better one. Oh, that one again, there, not much. Is Dip Catcher gonna mint some poly and water? Definitely. Oh yeah. Easy choice. Are all the H size for sale 15 years? Some spread. They are spread. Here, I'll show you. Let's see. 555. Most of them are 5555. Let's see if there's any that are not. This one, 2197. Yeah, literally most of them are. What a waste. What a waste of blocks. When Chen FT launch gas is going to be crazy. Yeah, literally. It's like, dude, it's so funny. People are going to start thinking that that the guy who made Chen is like a big time maxi whale because of how he's just like basically reinforcing the value proposition of pooled activity. Like, that's so funny. Thank you, Chen. That's funny. They should click speed up on their MetaMask. Yeah. Good luck. The fact to just visualize what you're saying is too good. Yeah. Oh my God, there's more. Look at these. That is so funny. Let's see if this is another one. Okay, this is OKS NFT Marketplace Reserve. Let's see what that is. Okay, so that's something else. I wonder what ending a stake is. Look at that. They're still waiting in line. Oh, did that one go through? Or are they just... Oh, no. Okay, so they got through. Good for them. This one remains. What's your prediction for Hex price 15 years? It's impossible to say. What do you even quote it in? I think it'll be at least higher than it is today. But yeah, impossible to make a 15-year like number quote. Because also it's like, okay, are you asking for the price at that 15-year mark? Or are you asking like what type of range that price could be in over that time? Because, you know, it could go 10 million X and then from there retrace to current price. And then on the 15-year mark, go up a little bit. Like it's impossible to even segment out. Wait a minute. Did these ones reappear? Did they get blocked? No, that. Oh my God! Wait, they may not have made it. We have. They're above. Okay, time to guess. All right. Well, I hope. Oh, it looks like someone got in there. All right, there we go. Looks like that group got in. So imagine hundreds of those or thousands of those. Well, so Golki asked, how do you know which ones are Chen? I simply just clicked on the big ones and I clicked on the hash and it just said right here, Chen Batchminer. That is funny. That's crazy. When's Poly's mint? I didn't see white paper. Maybe tomorrow. It could be tomorrow. I'll need to just finalize some things. Okay, so why don't we do this? We get our testnet version. Let's see, get minting phase. Current day is 1066. Minting phase ends on 1064. Okay, so that already ended. See this last active stake. Let's pull this information about it. Let's see. 2-day stake. Locked day was 1064. Okay, we may have to actually wait until 5 p.m. tomorrow to end this. Let's see. Last active is that 3D one. Okay, so we don't want to. We want to skip one, so we need to go. So let's see. This is one of them. Let's just see if this one ended. It'll be 0 rather. And the stake. Let's see if we can end this. So that is the HSI address is at 0. So address index 0. So we go to this and HSI stake, HSI index is 0. HSI address is there. Okay, so we actually have to wait till tomorrow to end that. So uneventful day for that right now, but it may actually be okay because we probably weren't going to be launching till at least 24 hours from now. So yeah, so uneventful test right there. I thought that it ended today, but it ends at, unless the clock just hasn't kicked over, unless there's some delay. Let's see the go.hex.com. Looks like the day just ticked over, but I don't know if that's related to the testnet. Yeah, it should have ticked over already. So uneventful. Uneventful thing there. Okay, well, that's fine. So I guess what we're going to do now is we are going to just implement those final things that they had said, or just kind of review the code one more time. Okay, so for mainnet release, Hedgerin is, let's just double check here. We're going to confirm all these contracts. Never be too careful. So QB591E, this is hex. We know that one. Hedger and contract. Hedgerin. Create, we know that one. HSI manager. HSI manager, right there. Okay. ICOSA contract. So actually, I know that this was a testnet one, and mainnet is right here. So, yep, OXFC. That's the one that we look at. So let's do this. Put that in there, and then we're going to remove that one, and we're going to say testnet. FC. Let's double check that one now. A little bit softer now. A little bit softer now. Yep, we know that one. Team OXB7 looks right. Let's double check. There's a group chat where I just shared the link to that tweet, and they were like, use it for what it's intended for. You should recycle them back in the system. Don't vampire the system. I'm like, what? Like, we're buying the auctions. What are you talking about? It's exactly how. Okay, so those are the addresses. So these ones are actually going to be changing, but that's just in setting the executor. So have those events, contract interfaces, minting variables, check, redemption variables, check, HSI variables there. So let's give a name for these ones. Click these. Okay. Abilities, check. Minting face functions, we have this mint. Should really go under utilities, huh? Whatever. Okay, so mint poly. So this was something that we're gonna just set here. The minimum, because we realized that there are potentially problems with it being able to mint or to sway that much from a competing, like a large whale. So 40% was the minimum that we wanted to set here. One second. I don't know. All right, guys, check this out. A homemade tortilla chip with some salsa, store-bought salsa, fried in ghee, so way healthier than the canola oil ones you store with the Sense Crunch. Perfect. Let's think about this. So the one thing that we were talking about was when the actual here. I'm gonna hop in Sloth's chat. I'm asking. Oh, dude, I was literally asking you a question in your chat group. So for day one, Icosa stakers, what day do so here? Let me this one I'm talking about. Hedron, Icosa Pro. Either way, so I can answer my question. So for squids, for this group of people that have 90-day stakes, one, how many of these people are there? Two, when does this 90 days end from like the first cohort of users? Because wouldn't it 90 days be the same day as the liquidations? Because we would like to capture these people in here, but we also want like this, just like the scheduling of when the minting is eligible for Hedron stakes. Isn't it the same thing? Hedron and Icosa staking bonuses. So these are Hedron stakers. Very few people have 90-day. Okay, that's actually good. How can we find that out? Let's see. Let's go to the Icosa contract. Read contract. No, it's probably in events. This is where let's go to transactions. We're gonna do a Hedron stake start. Blue asks, what happens at HSI if no one bids on it? It just sits there and waits for someone to start the bidding by running the loan liquidate function. So age, we want to be from, so that would be what was the launch day? What's 90 days ago? Thursday, August 4th was 90 days ago today. So let's just use that Thursday, August 4th through, let's just see the 6th. Oh, no. It's about like the, okay, we'll handle it here. So it's probably the 14th or so. 90 days from the target launch date. So here, 90 days before November 13, Sunday, August 15th, 2021 is our cutoff day, 15th. Okay. So, big number of these. Do you know what the threshold was? Like roughly how? I know it changes as, or maybe it doesn't change. So let me do this. Let's just write some script to find it. So we are going to say, we're going to make a background task. Okay, here, let's just do this. Let's answer this question together. Have get squids anvil.server.launch background task, and it's going to be called get squid task. Okay, and we're going to say anvil.server.background task def get squids task. And then here it's going to be a lot like this one. So let's say ICOSA address, ICOSA ABI, W3, ICOSA contract. Let's do that. All that stuff. So now we want events. Get squids task events is so this task is actually going to be something else. Hedron stake start. Here's the event we're looking for. All right, let's just see what we're working with here. So let's just run this get squids task. Our little console right here. Anvil.server.call get squids task. Just see what we're working with here. August 13th. The squid is 1.1 billion hedron right now. So when put it like 1 billion. Okay, so here, I'll do that. So we're looking for hedron stake starts on around query term 1 to Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's see how we can do something like, I have to run through all these live coding. Dude, please do. It's such a, literally, it'll change the game for you. I swear. Like being able to just like interact with the contract directly, building front ends, pulling in data, displaying information, making calculators. Dude, it's literally all I do. Like only sometimes do I go into spreadsheet. My first step whenever I want to like view data or interact with data or like calculate stuff, I'll just go to Anvil. It's so easy. Oh yeah, dude. We should we should do a live stream one day where I literally walk you through. Sometimes I do this with Golkey. We'll get on Anvil and he's got Anvil open on his account, and I literally just tell him step by step what to do, and we can make a huge amount of quick progress. Yeah, dude, Python is right for you. We'll do this soon. Once everything's done with Poly, we'll spend some time to do that. Okay, how can we limit these? So from block that to block equals okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We are going to look at when ICOSA was deployed. So let's look at view contract creation. Come on. I mean, like, you know, for example, here's an example of like a calculator site that I built where you just drag, everything's drag. So like stick length, gas unit price on that day. Here's a chart of the gas data that I just pulled in from Etherscan. Nice little interactive chart here that shows you average gas price so that you can make sense of it. The ETH price, and then you see the update as you scroll. So like a worst case scenario, $100,000 ETH, 1,000 GWay hex, $1.2 million send a stick. So yeah, like things like that. Like this took literally like probably 10 minutes to get up on Anvil. What we're doing? Oh yeah, we're looking at the, okay, here's the contract creation. Block 1, 2. Okay. So we're looking for two block. So how many blocks in a day? $7,137. So let's just do like something like to capture like the stragglers, just to be, you know, so say, well, let's just see how many are in that first. No, let's just do 24 hours. So 7,137. Okay, so deployment block. Oh yeah, dude, it's so awesome. I've been chilling Anvil for what? Okay, so I started chilling. I mean, I don't know. I started chilling Hex. The first like recorded Hex chill I had was from Tonto Nomanai, August 2019. I was chilling on August 20th to a friend who works at a big fixed income fund. Like trading billions of dollars of bonds, notes, all that, like any fixed income product. I was like, there's this crypto equivalent to a certificate of deposit launching that is pretty interesting as a fixed income product for Bitcoin holders. And he says, the Hex thing looks pretty wild. Just got to slow down before you impact my job. And I was like, you can be the hero that 100X is the company. So I was calling for 100Xing a fund that usually, okay, what if you're a big institutional fund, maybe you do 0.1% of total assets on any new trade for a high risk thing. So maybe for a high risk thing like Hex, you'd go maybe 0.01%. And so 0.01%, and I'm suggesting 100X the fund. So that means 0.01%. So then you go 1, 2 for 1%, and then to get the whole numbers. So I was calling for 100, so 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. I was calling for $1,000,000X Hex in that thing. In August 2019 is when I first started shilling Hex. I first started shilling Anvil. See if we can find my first recorded. I guess maybe my account say it, but I first started on Anvil in December of 2018. So ever since then, I've been a hardcore fanatic. So I've literally been shilling Anvil for longer than I've been shilling Hex. About 6 months longer, 8 months longer than I've been shilling Hex. But what's funny is this guy doesn't have a goddamn clue, didn't buy Hex, didn't buy anything, bought the top of Cardano, just like, TradFi wizard, but fucking wrecked shitcoiner. Doesn't have a clue, never took the first step to just start crypto. And I've been trying for quite a long time. But still a great friend. Oh yeah, so here we are. Okay, so looks like we got some data here. So now what I want to look for here is Jesus Christ. What is this data? Yeah, dude, taking just Python and turning it full set. Yeah, I mean, it's really crazy because, like, I guess most of the stuff that's interacting with the contract, like most of it's in the front end. Like this whole website that shows stake pool, like this is that comparison that we talked about when you and I streamed about, like, just all the stakes in ICOSA and all the stakes in the perpetual pools. Like literally all this, which shows data about these stakes, pulls from the stakes. It's all in one front end form. So like literally 100 lines of code for all this. And it's just so simple. Like a beginner can pick up Anvil and start making use of it. So it is quite powerful. Okay, what I was looking at was how ICOSA. Okay, here we go. So here, why don't I just I'm taking an example. So this transaction hash here. Let's do this. Let's look this up. Let's look up this event log. Okay, so we see 159.242. Let's see if we see that anywhere obvious in here. 159. No, let's see what's in this data thing right there. Let's see. Data. Okay, so let's just look this up in the contract now. Close that. Let's open up FC. That's ICOSA. And we're going to look at the contract code. Let's search for that. Something emit. What does it emit here? Oh, God. Who knows how to do this block shifting? I don't see the point in this. I hate when people do that, even though that is good practice. And that is. All right, so we got to convert number. How do we even Google how to do that? Convert number to bit shift. Bit shift calculator. Let's see if we can do this. Okay, so we have hexadecimal number, I think. Oh, God. The number is that. Oh, shit. Nope. My God, what are we doing here? Bit shift is right there. So shift to the direction left. So in the contract, it shifts left. Does that mean we have to shift right and then start at the back? So 240. Let's just try this. I really don't know here. Say it's shift 240. Okay. Multi-step bit shift calculator. Damn, that's actually crazy. No wonder no one can read this except for really. Or maybe does that just mean that the first. Let's see. Solidity bit shift. Oh, God. I don't want to do this. My 90-day icosis takes end in 10 days. Oh, God. So let's see if we can pick up. Then okay, so let's just see this bitwise. God, no wonder no one has those numbers. Is there anywhere where you can read just the data on the hedger and staking? Like directly from the events? Do you know? Let's see. Bitwise OR. So it performs a Boolean OR operation on each. What the fuck? Bitwise or okay. So the shifting makes sense. Let's see the OR. So if this must mean that block timestamp is just okay. So block timestamp. See, how many digits is this? Let's see. So n equals that number. Let's get this big ass number. Decimal. Does it help to even be in decimal? Or does it need to be in this hexadecimal digit? Bullshit. Let's just see. Let's see. I have no clue. But we don't back away. We will solve these problems. So let's just say n equals f. Okay. Now, len of n, 66 digits there. That's for the hex n. So we say hn equals n. Then we're going to say dn equals the decimal representation. Because it is an unsigned integer, so it should just be like this. But, so dn equals that. dn equals n of dn 74. Okay. 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 Actually, here's what we can do. Okay, so we may actually have to do something different here because I do not know how to interpret this. Let's see if there's anything we can pick up. It needs to be in hexadecimal, and then I don't know. Let's just see like. So 240 bits. So 240. Okay, so here, why don't we start with this? So min stake length. Okay, so that's a number that we know. So let's start with that. Let's say bitwise shift calculator. So the number, we know that it's going to be 90 days. I think it's hexadecimal. We're going to shift the left 240. Okay. So we see these numbers. So do we see this number in there anywhere? 943718 We should see that at the end. Let's see, where's that number? Yeah, it's in here. So B in BN, B in HN, no. X of B in HN. So that would be 9,000. And do we see 9,000 in this number? Add Mike's is an idea for water. Restake the hedging from poly every 360 days and distribute percent. Nope, water is literally nothing. There should be no even thought of profit from water. It's purely a donation. So not. If it was too good, okay. So if water, if there were like other things, then it would inhibit its ability to be used as a way to designate the dedication of a user. If there's some other benefit to having it, then it's like, okay, that person just got it for that benefit, but it's actually meant to identify a very particular group of people. So we are removing features from water, not adding features. Okay, so is 9,000 in here? So we don't see. So do we have? So if we shift that over. Oh no, here it is. So 1, 1, 0. Let's see if this is, if we see a pattern of 1, 0, 0, 1. That's close there. Decimal calculator. Okay, so that's 30. We know that actually 30 is the minimum for a small stake. Okay, guys, we may have just cracked the code here. So OX001E. So that means it is shifted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is 6 times 16? What is 6 times 32? What is 6 times 64? What is 6 times 60? Try to get the 240. Let's see. OX001E. OX00. So that's 30. And just from that transaction, so let's pull up the transaction again. So let's see, decode transaction hash. Ethereum, let's just see if we can get any information directly from the hash. Damn it. Okay. Oh wait, that wasn't even the right one. It's like, this one maybe. Yeah. This is the one we were looking at. Okay, let's see. We're going to start over here. So we scan, pull this transaction. Okay, this is a different one. The data, let's look for some similarities. OX001E. How many bits in hexadecimal? 4 bits. So 4 bits in a hexadecimal number. Now let's see. Okay, so this is give me data equals line of data is 66. 66 times 4, 264. Okay, wait. So that's actually in the realm of what we're looking for here. Okay, so because we had this here, I'm going to move this to different screens so I can see it easier. Oh, okay. Okay, look at that. Look at that. So, okay. Now I know how this works. Okay, here. Wow. I just learned something new today, guys. You guys learned it all right here with me. Okay, so here's how this number looks. So here, let's just copy this into our little code here. So to here, get squid's task. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this. Let's just get this here for us to make sense of. Okay, so you see how this is, it takes a 16-bit number, shifts it over by 240 bits, and then turns it into a UINT 256. So a 256-bit number. So 256 divided by 4 is 64. That's what this is. 66, which includes the OX at the start to tag it. So let's see this. If we just convert, let's see, OX1E. See, if you even, the OX doesn't mean anything. Okay, so we remove the OX. So here we go. Oh, guys. Has anyone done this? Is there currently an HSI staker page? Or a Hedron stake data? Is there anywhere that you can see Hedron stake activity for everybody? Okay, so here we go. Let's just play around now that we know what's going on here. So we know that the so for E&E, so raw equals E args data. Okay. And we're going to split it. We're going to remove, replace OX with nothing, just because it's that, like, you don't need that part of it. And so what that means is that there's 64 bits. And so 64, and there's 64 digits, and each of those digits contains a UINT 16 representation of the min stake length. So we're going to take, so 16-bit integer limit. So between 0 and 6536535. So 16-bit integer length. Okay, so let's see what. So like the first, so UINT 256. So here, let's just do this. So 256 divided by 4. So the first 64. Okay, I see. Okay, so this whole thing is UINT 264 or UINT 256, and so and it's 64 digits long, which makes sense. And because these are OR, that means that that it goes like, wow, guys, I just learned something massively new today. So those first digits right here, the first 4 digits, 001E, because they are 254 bits shifted over, and it's a 16, meaning it's a 4-digit number here. Okay, so we know that that is, let's just go to our handy dandy calculator, hex to decimal, convert 30, and we know that this one is a 30-day min stake length because of its size. So that means that, let's just write it out here. So first 4 digits are the hex representation of min stake length. That's because it's unit 16. Then next 20 digits are the amount. Hex are hex representation of amount. Next 30 digits are stake points. Final 10 digits are timestamp. So now we don't really need to do that. And that lines up because 10 digits, everything by 4, shifting by 4 bits is effectively moving it to 10 digits because there's 4 per digit, 4 bytes per digit. So, or 4 bits per digit. So now why don't we do this? So raw is that. So that means that we are going to split. So length equal, so raw length equals raw first 4 digits. So I think that's it. Print raw length. Let's just do that. And then let's also do raw amount equals so here we're going to do print e trans, so hex of e transaction hash. Yeah. And then we're going to say print raw length, raw amount equals raw from 4, which means 0, 1, 2, 3, 3. Let's just see. We have to check this. 3 through 20, so 23. Print raw amount, hex of raw amount. Let's just see if this works. Print raw length, and then hex of raw length. You should see gobbly. Oh, it should be like 001E here and then 30 here if we did it right. And then here we actually don't need to do this. We can just say print Eve transaction hash. Maybe it'll throw an error right away. Who knows? You just want to pull at least one and see what the error is. Okay, replace. EARGS data. We need to convert decimal to hex. Decimal to hexadecimal Python. Oh, so that's what converts it. So I'm doing that wrong anyways. int. Okay. Raw length and change these to int. And then let's just do here. As an example here. We're gonna say data, just here, we'll do a check here. Just as an example of our data here. So D equals int of D equals 6. Okay, so then 3BDC, so first 4 digits. Now for the next 20, we want, let's just say B, just see what 4 to 24 is. Let's see. And we're going to do len of this just to. So 4 to 24. So those need to add up to the length that we want. And if it's getting 4, 3, B, D, C, 3, so 3 B, D, C is that, and then C, 1, A. Okay, so that's how we got to do here. 4 to 24 is the number we're looking for. Okay, so that's easy. 4 to 24. And now let's just do this. So now the next 30. So now we want to do raw of 24 to 54. And then raw 54 to 64. Should just be the number. The rest we just do like that. So these are stake points. Raw stake points. Raw stake points. Raw timestamp. All right, so it should just work. String is not defined. What? str. Dear God, what is this? Print. Oh, like that. Okay. Int string base 616. So int of raw length base equals 16. Let's see. We want to see 30. Come on, show us 30 here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 203 545 203. There we go. Nice. Wow, guys, I feel like a wizard right now, to be honest. 203 545. Let's see what this is. Two oh three 545 755 and 692 885 86. Okay, so oh my god, guys, we're geniuses here. We are geniuses. I've always wondered what that meant. All right, well, let's fucking do this now. Okay, so now we can get the data from there. So let's just say we're going to say data equals that. We're going to say, okay, raw right there. So let's just do it down here. We're going to say data, what do we say? Smaller so we can see. So data, let's just use these same ones. Min stick length. Stick length equals 30 or equals raw length, or no, it needs to be this one. Data amount equals yep, right here. Wow, guys, we're fucking wizards. We are fucking wizards. See, like when I'm reading code, honestly, maybe this is where like my downfall as an engineer is like when I see bullshit like this, like I'm like disgusted. I don't even want to look or think about that. But then it's like we realize that it's not as hard as we thought. It just takes some sleuthing. Anyone could have done that if you just Googled it. Raw stick points. Base equals 16. We go data. And then what was the last one? Timestamp. Think of raw timestamp. Base equals 16. Let's do this too. So data dx hash equals e transaction hash. Now we're just going to print data. I think we're just print 50. And we can just spot check to make sure that these are working. We could ask this, does Mrs. Tonto realize she's married such a beautiful brain? I hope so. She's really smart too. Her whole family's really smart. They've got like PhD statisticians, engineers, lawyer, high school AP math teacher, structural engineer, like literally they're wizards over there. And my family's wizards too, but I'm like the odd sheep. Everyone is like so by the book and just like so on it, and then here I am like a wild card. Okay, so let's just spot check one. So this is a minimum like so third. Let's just look at these. We have to look at this. So we should see 27354462 here, and then the timestamp should match. Two 27354462. Come on. No. Come on. Too many browser tabs. Let's close some of these out. Now that we did that, okay. I'm feeling really good actually. We were able to knock this out and read the information. We got to close out some of this stuff. Oh, they're talking about because I've been calling the token XEN. I call it Chen because the first time I saw it, maybe it's just the Chicano in me. I thought it was Chen or like Chen. I thought it was like a silent H, but I exasperate it with a Ch. So that is the preferred way. See if our geyser made it through. Oh my god, this dude's still in line. Trying to get his Chen. Oh my god, they're all still in line. Look at that. All these Chenners. Let's just do this. Yeah, it's eating up my Shellfox's witness of the wizardry. I literally always wondered that. That literally makes so much sense now. Because all the let's see if there's else. Okay, oh that's in the Hedgeron contract. Let's pull up the Icosa contract. Yeah, right here. Yeah, so I'd seen that in the Hex contract. See that in I think it's no, not globals maybe. No. Where is it? It's one of these. Yeah, you see this? Global info. And then when we look here in the source code, we see things like that. I've seen that before. Yeah, right here. Daily data range, and it packs information. So here we would similarly look at this bit shifting. That's much more complicated than what we just did there. So here, we're just going to spot check this. So let's just print like 10 of them. N plus equal 1. If n is greater than 11, then we're going to do break. Set anvil.server.call at squids task. All right, well, so that wasn't necessarily, I wish I wouldn't have spent so much time on here, but also fuck it, this was good practice, and we just learned an amazing new skill that literally leveled up our abilities. But it's like all this is basically what I'm trying to figure out is if it's worth it to allow minting like 1 or 2 days more. Jesus Christ, I should have done. Fuck. Too much time wasted, you guys. But you know what? We're actually answering a pretty important question here. Okay, so here we go. Let's just check this. So let's do. So this timestamp is what's important here. So we're looking for 16605 on the timestamp. Let's do it here. Timestamp. Is your actual timestamp data? Okay, so let's just, what we're doing is we're just spot checking this timestamp to make sure that everything works. So if we look up, so here, why don't we do let's do a readable one here. So just to make it easier, it's going to be, so we're going to do a, let's see. We import date time, which we probably already have, right? No, we don't actually. So import date time, Python timestamp to date time, date time from timestamp. So date time dot date time from timestamp. Is time. Date time from timestamp, and then we're going to go int of the raw timestamp. Okay, so maybe it's not the Chicano in me. Maybe it's the Portuguese in me, which I do have. Yeah, so it should. The Chicano in me would call it Jen, or like hen. J is not the English J, Spanish J. Yeah, so hen. Yeah, so hen. The Xochitl, or X. Oh wait. Barcelona. It has the CH common. Okay, so maybe that is the Spanish in me. But I don't know if I'm Catalan, so maybe I'm being a poser. But to me, it's Chen. Okay, so that looks right? So with this timestamp on this transaction, F14, August 15th, 12:18:33 at UTC, August 15, 12:18:33, August 15, 0:18:33. So that's, I wonder what that's about. Oh, AM. Okay, so is that right? UTC time from timestamp Python. Okay, here we go. This is what we're looking for. From timestamp, but we want UTC. From timestamps. Let's see. I forgot, you guys. This stream is sponsored by bananas. Get your bananas in your diet for optimal health. Okay, that makes sense. 12:18 a.m. That's just a weird description of it, but the timestamp itself is like per zero. Where like if we look at the current timestamps, you should see like 12 something. Yeah. Yep. 150. Yep. Okay. Well, actually, here, let's do it. So 10 minutes ago is this. Let's go to page 60. That should put us back like, no, let's see, 20 maybe. 1 hour. Yeah. Okay. So that's so weird. So they reset the clock after 12. That's so fucking dumb. 12 a.m. What are you doing, dude? Why do I have AM and PM in UTC? Isn't the whole point of UTC? Okay, well, we know that their amount, let's see, let's check the amount. From this user was 101. Let's paste it right here. 101441445, 1014411, 014414495, flat, no decimals. And then there should be 9 and 0, so 3, 6, 9, just as expected. Okay, so it looks like we're pulling the data properly. So why don't we do this? So what do we care about with these users? We can start by, let's just save them. So we're going to make a data table, hedron stakers, and then we'll just set it up so that it can just add, auto create, hedron stakers right there. We're just going to save the data. So we also need data. We're just going to save the addresses. We don't need the transaction or the block number. So just args, or just data address. So your E address. So okay, so these are the events. So why don't we do this? Okay, we don't need the transaction hash anymore. Sets equals. I guess in this case, we're just looking for those day one and the day one people. So we can just save them all here. Or how about this? We go data sets, and then we're going to save data is going to be E. E. Yes. Okay. Then we don't need to do that anymore. And then we're going to do data sets and data. Okay. So now for D in data sets, so I'm going to say unique. Because we need to know how many on each address, so unique equals actually we need to do it like this. All right, guys, 1 second. Guys, I was muted. What a dumbass I am. So here, we're going to do that, and we're going to run get day one. Okay, so that's wrong, so we got to do that. Okay, so let's see how many people. So 10 to the 18, and then 10 to the 17, I guess. Q dot between. So lower end is 10 to the 18, and the greater than is going to be 10 to the 19. And min max, and then min inclusive is true. Max inclusive is true. So there's 883. Okay, so all this to answer the question of how many squids on day one. Right here. Let's see. Let's just. Here?
Yeah.
Love asks, hi, just got here. You taking callers? Yeah, dude, hop on up. Quickly though, because my dinner is ready, but I will happily DM you this link. X love grow on beta. Maybe check your Twitter. Hop on up here, dude. So if 2 trillion, there's 3, 6, 9, 26 trillion. It comes out about 10%. So 10% of the staked hedron. What are the hedron holders?
You know what you're going to talk about?
No.
We have a guest on the show today.
What's
Yeah.
up?
Hex Love
How's it going?
in the mix. What is that cover? Oh, is that a camera?
Oh, I do have a camera, but I still am nervous to really. I'm really nervous to go online like with my face. So.
Yeah.
I mean,
What
I haven't.
what
really,
what makes you feel nervous about that?
I live in a small town and people know me, and I don't want them to know that I like crypto.
Yeah. Well,
I
that's.
mean,
See, I wish that I didn't. Like, it's like from the start, like before crypto is even a thing. Like, it's like I already kind of put. But also, it is important. I think that in certain cases to put yourself out there, because to me, it's like, what's the worst that could happen? Worst that could happen is someone just tries to like rob me. It's like, okay, good luck. Like, you wouldn't get anything if you tried. And so it's like the worst that could happen. And I think it is important to like put a real face out there. For people in my situation,
You're a freaking Thomas Edison, dude, of crypto.
Thomas Edison and crypto, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. My girlfriend is in the room with me right now, and she was like, "Do you have anything to say?" I was like, "No, I don't know. I'm just gonna I just asked if he wants to talk." But yeah, that's what you remind me of, dude. You are an inventor, bro. If I was you, I would be on there for sure.
Thank you.
So
Yeah, man. Well, look, he developed many devices such as electric power generation, mass communication, sound recording, and motion pictures. His inventions include the phonograph, the motion picture camera, and early versions of the light bulb.
I heard he stole from Tesla.
Oh, my girlfriend said I heard he stole from Tesla.
He might have, and that's savvy invention. That's the, he played to win.
He played to win for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe you're more of like a Benjamin Franklin then.
Yeah, maybe like getting the key on the kite to go and shock yourself to see if electricity is real.
Yeah. That's how I know him. Yeah. He wanted to make the turkey the national mascot, our national bird,
instead of the eagle.
Yeah.
I wonder what that would have done to American culture.
I don't know, but my mom already reserved a organic turkey for Thanksgiving. There's a shortage in our town, but we got one.
Really?
Yeah, I should.
Shortage.
Yeah, but I know it's dinner time, dude. I mean, but I just wanted to hop on and say thank you for creating water. I'll be participating big time, and
nice.
I really, really like, for guys like me who are just kind of like getting into crypto and stuff, that it really helps me that you're going to bat for guys like me, because I won't be able to like win big things on my own. But you are helping me do that with your coins, and it's just so awesome. So I really appreciate it big time.
Of course, man. Yeah, thank you. That really means a lot. It's awesome that you're just, in this world, not many people are.
Yeah, man. Your ecosystem is really pretty much I guess the safest play that's within the Hex ecosystem for me, and I really enjoy being in it. So
awesome, man. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I feel like we're building important stuff, and also like not too wacky of stuff. It's like we lever up the risk here and there, like with things like team, but it's like we lever up the risk a little bit, but it's not like it's like you're taking a huge bet that some like meme is going to take off, right?
Yeah,
it's like it's like a whole different type of risk, and it's one that I'm comfortable in telling people that I personally know to participate in. And so that means a lot that you frame it like that.
Yeah, and I hadn't seen Gold Key on in a long time, because I've been like out of touch working and stuff. And I saw him the other day, and I was like, man, I can't watch this whole thing because I'm like working and doing stuff with family and everything. And I was just like, what's he been up to real fast? Like, I mean, I love that logo, dude. That water logo is amazing.
Yeah. So, he produced the design, like all the, like what you see on my screen here, like all of the, like this whole dashboard, he designed it.
Simple. I love it.
Yeah. And then the Poly logo, the water logo, and then he runs the Telegram, the Maximus Twitter.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. So he does all that stuff.
Well, tell him I said what's up.
Yeah, will do, man.
And I don't want to take up your time, dude, because frankly, your wife is also a big part of the ecosystem. I dubbed her one name. The one night I called her like Mrs. Maximus. I can't remember what I did.
Mrs. Maximus. That's cool.
Yeah, dude. I think that's a new one. I think I called her something else at another point in time. I can't remember what it was, but anyway, she's awesome, dude. So I don't want to keep you. I know you're busy.
Well, cool, man. Yeah, glad you hopped up here.
I'll show you my video, my profile, like private, but right now, man, I don't know.
All good, dude. Yeah, literally. That's totally your discretion there.
But I was playing bass guitar tonight. Does that come through the speakers very well?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay. So I was just listening to some Weeknd, the musician The Weeknd. I was playing bass to it too. It was like really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
But
I can't feel my face when I'm with you.
Yeah, yeah. So one day we'll. Do you play any instruments? I forgot to ask you. I think I did ask you. Do you?
So no instruments.
Okay.
I have recorded some songs that Golke
Oh,
and I
yeah.
performed together.
Oh, that's
So a
awesome.
little bit of singer-songwriter, but like actually haven't done that. Haven't last. Well, I've written a song and I sing it to myself a lot, but I haven't recorded it. And I first wrote it over 2 years ago. So not really actively recording any music, but I do like writing music. I like writing poetry, something that I really haven't done in a long time, but like
If
poetry,
you, if
songs, it's all fun.
well, my girlfriend requested, could you sing something? Do you have like a line, or do you have like it off the top of your head, like maybe something about poly or water or the process or anything? Like,
Oh my God, you put me on the spot here. Cashing them checks. Staking up hex. Hater. Nope. Savior. Yup. That's what it is.
that's
That's
awesome.
part of a song. It's kind of a touch on the like, that song by E40?
No, but I can look it up.
E40 choices.
Don't. Will this copyright strike you?
Maybe, but we'll. Nope. Yeah. No. Yeah. Hater. Nope. Savior. Yep. So that's a little tidbit. That's a and then also from our song Saturday Morning. Um, it's like right here. Cause we all in, never tired of balling. Got the hardware wallet. Yeah, I own it. So there's like a little bit of a crypto reference there, and that song was from 4 years ago, October 3rd. Wow, we just passed the 4-year anniversary of Saturday Morning. So, but haven't written any new music in a while. So maybe you'll inspire me to. Maybe we'll have to make a song together.
Dude, I would love to make a song. Yeah, and like your poetry, or if you have like some old poetry, that would be cool too. And all you have to do is just send me your vocal on your iPhone and telegram me or something, just an audio file, and I'll splice it.
Oh, yeah, because dude, when we recorded that song Saturday Morning, it's so funny. Like when you listen to it, here I'll pull it up again, and then I'll send you this link. And if you listen close, um, hear us because we literally shared. Here, I posted it in the public chat just so everyone can see it. Wait, that's the wrong one. When we recorded it, we plugged in the Apple iPod headphones to the computer, and then he had one in one ear, I had one in the other ear, and you can kind of hear, especially in his part, like because I didn't know what his part was. So when we recorded it live was the first time that either of us had heard the other. No, he actually no he I'd practiced mine and a little, so he knew my section. I had never heard his section before, and so we're plugged in. We each have one of the earphones in, like we're sitting next to each other, like because those cheap little headphones are, that was the microphone, and then it's like there's a point in it where you hear him say, I think it's like, I wake up like a king. Wake her ass up. She's snoring. And I'm literally like laughing. You can hear me laughing because I'm sitting right next to him and I never heard it before. But it's like a funny moment how like jerry rigged our recording setup was with like just GarageBand, and we pulled the beat off of YouTube, and then we just recorded it using the iPhone headphones. So it was quite funny. So our level of professionalism could use an upgrade.
Well, that works for me. I mean, if you have GarageBand and you just record your vocal and your mic and just send it to me, that'd be sweet. But you're busy, so maybe after the 13th or something.
Yeah, we'll write a song about Maximus and we'll make it happen.
That sounds great. I love that. So is there any, I mean, I don't know how much time we can talk, but maybe like after dinner or maybe another time, we can talk, just because
Yeah, man.
I just got some questions, just general questions, really, just nothing too deep, really. I'm just kind of like a talker, a social person, and then from that questions come out. But
Yeah. Well, dude, so I actually have to hop off right now. I may hop on stream back again after I eat, but yeah, man, this is awesome just having you up here. You're welcome. You're welcome to the show anytime. You're the first guest. You're the first call-in guest. So you have the golden ticket. You
that
can
is so fun.
call in at generally anytime.
It is so fun. I appreciate it big time.
Yeah, man.
And say hi to your family, dude, your mom, your wife, and everything's cool. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you too. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Well, that was awesome. We had a guest on, but I am going to go eat some dinner right now. It is quite late, but I may hop on and keep streaming later tonight, maybe, and we'll carry forward from there. So, thank you all. We'll talk to you soon.